Hello everyone. In this video, we'll be solving another problem from LeetCode. So the problem is called top travelers and it is an easy problem. So we are given a table users and it has the following columns ID and name. And then we have the rights table. In that we have the ID, ride ID, user ID and distance. So we have to write a solution to report the distance traveled by each user. Return the result table ordered by travel distance in descending order. If two or more users travel the same distance, we have to order them by their name in ascending order. Okay. The result format is in the following example. So this is our input table. In that we have the ID and the name of the user. Then we have the rights table, ride ID, user ID and distance. As you can see here, user ID 7 has traveled has two rides, ride ID 4 and ride ID 7. So the total distance traveled by user ID 7 is 100 plus 120, that is 220. So as you can see here, the name, so this is what we want in the output, the name and the travel distance. So Elvis has traveled 450. So if we look at Elvis, Elvis is 19th, right? So 19 is here. So he has two rides with him, 50 and 400. So the total comes out to be 450. That's why he's at the top. And similarly, we'll calculate the travel distance for each of the users. So first of all, let's join these two tables. So let's do a select from users. Let's call it U and we will join rights and we will call it R on u.id is equal to r.user.id. Right. And after that, after the join, what we will do is we will do a group by. So we have name here. So in the output, we want name and the travel distance. So what we will do is we will do a select u.name, comma, we will do a group by on u.name and we will do a sum of distance and we will call this as traveled distance. So the query looks good so far. So let's run this. Okay, wait. So it also asks us to return the result table ordered by travel distance in descending order. If two or more users travel the same distance, we have to order them by their name in ascending order. So we'll do a order by travel distance in descending order and u.name in ascending order. Let's run this. So it failed. Let's see what's the issue. So this is the output of our query and this is the expected output. As you can see, we have all the users, but we don't have Donald. So what we have done is this join is basically an inner join. So maybe we have to report the travel distance for all the users in the users table. As you can see, Donald, the ID is 4. We don't have 4 in the rights table. That's why the result of inner join is the result of inner join does not contain the Donald user. So to get Donald in the output, what we will do is we will do a left join. So now let's run this again. So we will get null in front of Donald. So this is the output. But the output wants us to want a 0. Right. So what we will do is we'll use the is null function. So let's suppose what we will do is we'll do a is null. So what it is doing is if this distance comes out to be null, then it will replace it with 0. So now let's run this again. So the test cases are accepted. Now let's submit the solution. So it failed. So 17 out of 18 test cases passed. So there is one that failed. So we have this table. So this is the output of our query, and the expected output is this. So as you can see here, Alice is coming twice, right? So, and we have done a group by on u.name. So that's why we just have a single record Alice. But if you look at the input table, the user's input table, you can see this Alice and this Alice are different. So the ID of first Alice is ID 1 and ID of next Alice is 19, right? So instead of doing the group by on name, we will do the group by on ID. So we will do u.id. So now let's run this again. Accepted. Now let's submit the solution. And it passed. So this was a pretty easy problem. So what we have done is, if I reiterate, so first of all, we did a left join, and I showed you why we did that to get the travel distance for all the users, not just the not just for the matching records, but for all the users. And after that, we use the isNull function to make sure that if the sum of the distance is null, then we want it to replace it with 0. And after that, we just did a group by on u.id. So this is important because it is possible that if you do a group by on u.name, so that name refers to two different IDs. And then we ordered the results by travel distance in descending order. And after that, if the travel distance is same for multiple users, then we did the sorting on u.name. So I hope you guys understood. But still, if you have any doubts, please feel free to ask them in the comment section and I will try to resolve them. I will paste the link to this problem in the description section so that you guys can practice. Thank you.